Chennai Super Kings. So let's go to the defending champions now. They've got the recipe. They've got a unique recipe to win. They go for players that a lot of other teams tend to avoid, and you've seen that the way it reaps rewards for them. Robin Uthappa with a match-winning performance in the final last season. Jadeja, Dhoni, Moeen Ali, and Gaikwad retained in that order, the same balanced purse as KKR and Mumbai Indians. So now GS is ready for this one. He's got a very eloquent monologue prepared as he speaks about the franchise closest to his heart. So let GS take it away. What are CSK going to do at this auction, GS?
For starters, I'm going to wait for your prediction on Sunday evening to see if they'll make the finals or not. Because look, all of us got it wrong with about their auction strategy last time, and they made 3 out of 4 finals. So it's very, very hard to predict what they're going to do. And one thing is for sure, I think Dhoni will have maximum of one season for Chennai, and this is a good season to kind of groom the next captain. So I'm very curious to see who that is. I think they would move towards the likes of Ruturaj Gaikwad is what I think they will move to. He seems to be someone who might be here for the long haul. So they still have to go back to their tried and tested philosophy of retaining core. I don't think that can just go away one fine day. So they would look to have players as much as possible, but it's going to be so hard for them. Deepak Chahar, Shardul Thakur, Ambati Raidu, all these guys are going to be super hard to get back. I think if they can get even 2 out of those players, it would be good. But I don't see CSK winning these bids this time around for some reason. So they have to come up with something new, something dynamic on the fly. Again, boils down to that, who's the next Ruturaj? Maybe they scouted Ruturaj. They've scouted some really good players. I was talking to someone. They had Jason Holder in 2013. They had Faf du Plessis when nobody really knew who Faf du Plessis was just before in 2012, I think. So they have this knack of identifying some really good players just by watching them, or maybe the character, etc. So I'm looking forward to see who they buy. But overall, they would like to keep their core, but I think it's going to be super hard. That's going to be the biggest challenge for CSK.
And I think if you speak to Flem in his most candid moment, he will say that he probably left the last big auction going, wasn't too sure where the team was heading. And obviously from there, it took his skills and Dhoni's skills to mould a team into just something very special. So I think whatever players they put into that squad, obviously they have something there that allows them to get the best out of them. So in a lot of ways, it's irrelevant who they do pick, but I think the loss of Chahar and Thakur is going to be the biggest bridge that they have to go over and mend to allow their squad to develop. And whether it's they go hard for those players again, or whether their scouting allows them to find some Indian fast bowlers, some Indian all-rounders, because that's where Thakur ended up, that he is a quality all-rounder in all formats. So those 2 players, I think, is what it'll come down to. I think they'll be able to fill in the overseas players. I think Moeen Ali obviously allows them so many luxuries, and they just do such a good job filling in their overseas players with experienced players who know what they're doing. But how they fill those 2 spots, I think, will be the key.
Akash, they surely have to find, I think, a successor to Dhoni in both fronts, keeper plus captain. Maybe they can groom Gaikwad, as GS said. I don't know how much that excites you. Whether Ravindra Jadeja is a captain candidate going forward too. What is CSK looking for here?
See, honestly speaking, and I don't think they even admit it, but the fact is they've made an emotional call. Emotional call is to now park 12 crore for Mahendra Singh Dhoni because and knowing fully well that like GS said that he might not be there for after one more year. So generally you don't park that kind of sum for people who you're not 100% certain that they'll give you 3 years, because if it is a problem right now with regards to the quality of talent available. Imagine what happens in the next auction when with a smaller auction. Demand is more, supply is very limited. You end up paying more. So they could have ended up with 54 crore, but they are now at 48 crore. So what they generally do is what they're going to do. Experience is what they bank on. Experience is what they're going to bank on once again. They really don't go after the young ones just at these kind of auctions. So they might actually still be keen for someone like Faf du Plessis in the first set. If they can get him for a base price and a little more, they'll get him, because Ruturaj and Faf du Plessis, the marriage is working very well. Faf is still playing in the BPL, doing all right, so why not him? Get Shikhar Dhawan, why not? He'll give you another 2-3 years left-hand, right-hand combination at the top. Indian, they like their Indian players. So they might be keen on someone like Shikhar Dhawan. Raidu, Uthappa, again, slightly contentious choices with regards to the next 3-year vision, but they'll try and do their best to get Deepak Chahar, Shardul Thakur, at least one of those two. And I won't be surprised if Josh Hazelwood once again ends up being at the Chennai Super Kings. So they tend to stick with people who they've worked with very well. And more of the same is what I'm expecting. But are they already thinking about buying someone? See, that's one franchise. They're very pragmatic. I don't think they're going to buy like anyone for as a future captain for 15 crore. I will be shocked if that were to happen on the 12th or the 13th.